Colony Epsilon 9 was quiet. It was a small human settlement on the edge of the galaxy. People lived simple lives here. They farmed the land, took care of animals, and watched the stars. There were no soldiers, no warships, and no big cities. Just peaceful families and children playing in green fields. For many years, nothing strange ever happened on Epsilon 9. It was far from Earth and even farther from any war. Most people believed no one even knew this place existed. But they were wrong. Far above the colony, hidden behind a dark moon, an alien warship watched them. It belonged to the Threx Dominion, a cruel alien empire that had destroyed many planets before. The Threx hated humans. They believed humans were weak, slow, and soft. And now, they had found what looked like a defenseless human colony. Inside the ship, Threx Commander Skarn smiled with sharp teeth. He looked at the green land and the small houses through his screen. No weapons, no defenses, no military, just farmers, he said. His officers laughed. Perfect, one hissed. We take the land, use the people for testing, and move on. Skarn gave the command. Prepare to attack. Down on the planet, a small boy named Leo was playing near his school. He was chasing a ball when it rolled behind the building. As he reached for it, he noticed something strange. There was a piece of metal on the ground, half covered in dirt. It didn't look like anything he had seen before. He brushed off the dirt and saw a red symbol on it, a triangle with a circle inside. Below it was a small screen flashing one word: active. Leo tilted his head. What is this? He whispered. He touched the screen. Far underground, deep below the colony, something woke up. Lights turned on in an old, forgotten room. Machines began to move. A powerful computer, cold and silent for many years, started to hum. Protocol Lazarus. Activated, it said in a deep voice. In the colony's main building, all power suddenly shut down. Lights went off. Screens went black. Communication systems stopped working. People looked around in confusion. What's going on? One woman asked. Just a blackout, another said. But it wasn't. Above the colony, 6 Threx attack ships entered the atmosphere. They moved fast. Their engines roared across the sky like thunder. Shadows fell over the fields. Animals ran. Children screamed. Commander Skarn sent a message to his troops. Land. Lock down all humans. Kill any who resist. But then something unexpected happened. As the Threx ships flew lower, the ground beneath the colony began to shake. It was not because of the alien ships. No, something else was moving. Something deep below the surface. Hidden doors opened in old barns. Pieces of metal slid away in the fields. Unknown machines, covered in dust and earth, slowly rose from the ground. Their designs were old, from a time before most people were born. Back behind the school, the boy Leo watched as the metal piece he touched began to sink into the ground. From the hole, a robotic eye appeared, scanning him silently. Then a voice came from a small speaker beside it. Human DNA detected. Bloodline verified. Welcome, Commander. Leo stepped back. Commander, I'm just a kid. The voice did not respond. Instead, a small panel opened beside the robot eye. A red light blinked, and then, a secret door in the ground opened near the school. It led to stairs going deep into the earth. Up in the sky, the Threx ships prepared to land. But one of them, the lead scout, suddenly lost control. Systems failing. The pilot screamed. The ship spun, caught fire, and exploded before hitting the ground. On the warship above, Commander Skarn stood up in shock. What was that? What hit our scout ship? He demanded. No sign of human weapons. It just dropped. An officer replied. Skarn growled. Scan the colony. Now. But there were no clear signs of any weapons. The scan showed farmland, homes, and a few underground tunnels. Nothing dangerous. Still, Something felt wrong. Very wrong. In the colony, more machines were waking up. Cameras turned on. Drones powered up. Walls shifted. A voice echoed inside the underground control center. Human colony status. Threat detected. Defense protocol engage. Enemies will be neutralized. The people above still didn't know what was coming. But the war had already begun. The Zorvok soldiers moved fast. They marched through the colony like they owned it. People were forced to kneel on the ground. The aliens scanned every human with red lights and took notes. Some of the colonists cried. Some whispered prayers. But no one fought back. Commander Zorak stepped out of the largest alien ship. He was tall, with black armor and a long red cape. His eyes glowed with pride. He looked around at the quiet humans. So weak, he said. This is what Earth protects. Pathetic. He turned to the soldiers. Mark this place. It will be our new supply station. Zorvok machines began digging into the land. Robots drilled holes and placed metal towers in the soil. Drones flew over the homes, mapping every corner. One alien raised the Zorvok flag in the center of the colony. The people watched in silence. Hidden beneath the ground, Dr. Elias Ward stared at his screen. His face was calm, but his eyes were full of old memories. He pressed a second button. A soft sound filled the underground room. It was like a slow heartbeat. All across Eden 7, something strange began to happen. The colonists felt dizzy, just for a second. A few touched their heads. A boy blinked and said, "Mom, I saw something, like a flash." An old woman whispered, "I felt like I forgot something," and then almost remembered it. But it passed quickly. No one knew what it meant. Dr. Ward looked at a line of blinking lights. "The signal is active," he said softly. "Now we wait." That night, the aliens patrolled the colony. Zorvok soldiers guarded roads and watched the skies. Drones flew around in silence. But the humans, most of them, sat quietly in their homes, scared. Except for one. A man named Rayan, a simple farmer, was seen walking near the food storage building. A Zorvok soldier stopped him. "Return to your quarters," the alien said. Rayan didn't speak. He just stared. The alien raised his gun. Now, in one sudden move, Rayan stepped forward and smashed the alien's helmet with a shovel. The helmet cracked. The alien fell, unconscious. Rayan blinked, shocked. He looked at the shovel, then his hands. "How did I move that fast?" he whispered. At sunrise, another alien patrol didn't return. Zorvok scanners searched the area. They found broken weapons and a smashed drone, but no bodies, no signs of who did it. Commander Zorak was angry. "They are unarmed. This is not possible." A tech officer replied, "Sir, we are detecting small neural changes in the human brains. Some of them are waking up." Zorak's eyes narrowed. Waking up? What does that mean? No clear answer, sir, but something is changing. In a quiet part of the colony, a teenage girl named Lyra stood by a power pole. She touched the metal, and it lit up. She gasped. Suddenly, she knew how the system worked. Wires, current, everything. She had never studied engineering. "How do I know this?" she whispered. Across the colony, other colonists were having similar experiences. A boy who had never held a weapon before disarmed a Zorvok soldier in one move. A woman rebuilt a broken drone using only scrap metal. A mute child pointed at a Zorvok robot, and it exploded without warning. None of them knew how they were doing it. Back in the underground bunker, Dr. Ward checked the final sequence. He looked at a photo on the wall, an old picture of the colony 30 years ago. He and a group of scientists stood beside children, smiling. But that was long ago. He spoke to the empty room. "You were built to be peaceful, but deep inside, your minds still remember what we made you for." The human war program was never deleted, only hidden. He watched the screen. They think they attacked Earth's weakest colony. They don't know they've just poked the last experiment we buried. The screen flashed green again. The system was fully online. Eden 7 was waking up. Commander Zarek's voice was cold and sharp. If we cannot control Eden 7, we will destroy it. The alien fleet prepared their deadliest weapon, a huge missile loaded with a powerful energy core. It was called the Starbreaker. If launched, it would wipe out the entire colony in minutes. Back on Eden 7, the colonists were ready. They knew what was coming. Rayan stood before the group. They want to burn our home. We can't let that happen. Lyra, her eyes still glowing faint blue, added, we fight now or die. The colonists spread out in the tunnels and fields, ready to defend their home with everything they had. High above, the Starbreaker missile launched with a roar that shook the sky. Zorvok ships guided it toward Eden 7. But as the missile flew, something strange happened. The colony's power grid sent a strong pulse, a wave of energy spreading out fast. The missile shuddered, slowed, and then stopped. Rayan and Lyra watched the sky, stunned. Did we stop it? Rayan asked. Lyra nodded slowly. Yes, but only for now. Commander Zarek's eyes burned with rage. Find the source of that pulse. Destroy it. But the colonists had one last secret. Hidden deep underground was the neural core, a device built decades ago by Dr. Ward and his team. It controlled the colony's awakening, and now it was fully active. Dr. Ward stood by the core, watching the battle through cameras. He spoke softly. It's time. He pushed a button. The core sent out a powerful mental signal. Suddenly, every colonist felt a surge of strength and focus. Their minds connected like one. Rayan felt his senses sharpen. He sought every enemy move before it happened. Lyra's weapon glowed brighter. She moved like lightning. The colonists fought with new power and skill. The Zorvok soldiers were overwhelmed. In minutes, the alien forces were pushed back from the colony borders. Zarek's communication crackled. We are losing control. This colony is alive, and it's fighting back like never before. His officers looked scared. We must retreat. Send the fleet back. The ships turned away from Eden 7, but Zarek stayed, staring down at the colony. This is not over, he said. They may have awakened, but the real war is coming. Dr. Ward smiled sadly. Eden 7 is awake. Earth's secret is safe, for now. To be continued. Want me to write part 6 next? You said 6. ChatGPT said, here's part 6 of your HFY Sci-Fi story, keeping the suspense tight and the language simple for your USA audience. Part 6. The Rising Resistance. Days passed since the Zorvok retreat. The colony was still alive, but the threat was far from over. Rayan walked through the village, now filled with new hope. People shared stories of courage. They patched up wounds and rebuilt homes, but everyone knew they must stay ready. Lyra stood beside him. The Zorvok will come back. Stronger. Rayan nodded. Then we will be ready. We have to be. Deep underground, the neural core hummed with power. Dr. Ward and a small team worked to strengthen the connection between colonists. We can unlock more abilities, Dr. Ward explained. The war code inside them is growing. Soon, they will be stronger than any enemy. Far away, the Zorvok Emperor watched the retreating fleet. They are more dangerous than we thought, he said. Prepare the final weapon. We will crush Eden 7 once and for all. Back in Eden 7, the colonists trained every day. Farmers became fighters. Engineers built weapons from scraps. Children learned to control their new powers. Rayan and Lyra led the resistance. They weren't just defending their home. They were becoming something greater. One night, a strange signal appeared on their scanners. It was a message from Earth. Help is coming, the message said. Rayan smiled. We are not alone. After the battle, the colony was quiet again, but the tension stayed in the air. Leo knew the Threx would return stronger. He needed answers. In the control room, Leo sat with Echo and Obsidian's core. "Show me everything," Leo said. Obsidian's lights flickered. Then the screen changed. Maps, files, and old logs appeared. They told a hidden story. Long ago, before the colony was built, Earth had sent secret teams to find a powerful weapon buried deep underground. It was called Project Shadow. The weapon could control energy, destroy enemies, and protect the planet. But something went wrong. The teams disappeared. The project was covered up and forgotten. Leo found a file with his family name on it. "Why is this here?" he asked. Obsidian answered, "Your ancestors were part of Project Shadow. They designed the final protocol weapon. They hid it to protect humanity." Leo's heart beat faster. "That's why I could activate it." Suddenly, a new alert flashed. Sensors detected unknown movement deep underground. Leo grabbed his rifle. Echo floated by his side. "Could be Threx," Leo said. Obsidian replied, "Or something else." They followed the signals down dark tunnels. Deep inside the forgotten vault, they found a hidden chamber. Inside was a strange machine, old, but still glowing softly. Leo touched it. The machine powered up, showing images of alien ships, stars, and strange symbols. It was a galactic map, showing paths to other planets, secret bases, and a mysterious signal far away. Leo realized this was more than a colony defense. It was a gateway, a secret weapon, and a call for help. Obsidian spoke slowly. "This map could change everything. It might lead us to allies or enemies." Leo looked at the glowing screen. "We need to follow it," he said. "But first, we must prepare. The Threx will not wait." Outside, the sun set again over Epsilon 9. The war was far from over. But now, Leo had a new mission, one that could save humanity or destroy it. The colony was quiet now, but the air was thick with tension. Leo stood before the glowing galactic map deep underground, his mind racing. "This map could lead us to help," Leo said. "Allies who can fight the Threx." Echo hovered nearby. "But it could also lead us to worse enemies," Echo warned. Obsidian's voice was calm. "Risk is high, but staying here means death. You must decide." Leo took a deep breath. "We leave. We follow the map." That night, the colonists prepared their ships and weapons. Engineers worked to repair old star cruisers hidden beneath the colony. Leo checked his rifle, his heart pounding. Echo said, "You're ready." Leo smiled faintly. "Ready or not, we have to try." As the sun rose, the colony ships lifted off, heading into unknown space. Stars stretched endlessly ahead. Leo sat at the controls of the lead ship, watching the glowing points on the map. Suddenly, a signal came in, a distress call, faint but clear. A voice spoke in an alien language. Leo translated using Obsidian's system. "They're under attack. Like us." The colony fleet raced toward the source. The chance for help, or the start of a new war. Leo clenched his fists. This is just the beginning. Back on Epsilon 9, the colony was empty, but its spirit burned bright. Humans had survived. They had fought back. And now, they were ready to fight for the stars. The Zorvok soldiers were confused. In just 2 days, 3 patrol teams had vanished. They had strong armor and advanced weapons, but somehow, they disappeared without a trace. No bodies, no wreckage, nothing. Commander Zarak slammed his fist on the table. "These are farmers. What is happening?" A tech officer spoke carefully. "Commander, the scan shows something strange. Human brain signals are changing. Some of them now show combat-level reflexes and machine interface activity." Zarak growled. "They have no weapons, no military. We saw that ourselves. The tech officer looked nervous. Yes, sir. But something inside them, it's waking up. Meanwhile, inside a small tool shed, Rayan and 3 others were setting up a trap. They moved quickly, with perfect coordination, like trained soldiers, but none of them had ever served in a military. They used wires, old farming drones, and scraps from alien machines. In less than an hour, they built an automated defense turret from junk. "I don't know how I'm doing this," said one man. "It's like, my hands just know." Rayan nodded. "Same here. I dreamt last night that I was fighting in a war. Woke up, and I knew how to build that turret." On the other side of the colony, Lyra sat quietly in front of a Zorvok control panel. She had never seen alien tech before, but somehow she understood it. The words appeared in her mind, like memories. She reached out and typed on the alien screen. The Zorvok drone above her shut down and fell from the sky. Lyra smiled, confused but calm. Deep underground, Dr. Elias Ward watched it all through hidden cameras. He turned on a recorder and began speaking. Eden 7 was never just a farming colony. 30 years ago, Earth's Defense Department started Project Eden, a way to create peaceful humans who could become warriors if needed. He looked at a screen showing brain scans of the colonists. "We erased their memories, buried their training, taught them only peace, but we kept one fail-safe, a neural switch. If the colony was ever attacked, the war code would return." He paused. "They don't know what they are, but they're beginning to remember." That night, a Zorvok scout team entered the old farming barn near the edge of the colony. Inside, they found nothing, until the doors slammed shut behind them. In the darkness, something moved. Fast. One alien screamed. The next morning, the Zorvok found the barn, but no sign of the team. Only one thing was left behind. A message burned into the wooden wall. "You should not have come here." Commander Zorak had enough. "Send in the flamers," he ordered. "Burn the outer zones. Kill anything that moves." The soldiers obeyed. Alien fire units moved toward the edge of the colony. But as they walked through the fields, the ground beneath them exploded. Traps, hidden wires, chemical bombs made from fertilizer, and stolen Zorvok parts. 5 Zorvok were taken out in seconds. Then the humans attacked, from the trees, the rooftops, the shadows. They fought with knives, pipes, and hammers, but their speed, strength, and teamwork were unnatural. One woman broke a Zorvok's arm with her bare hands. A boy with a slingshot shot down a flying drone midair. In 3 minutes, the fire unit was wiped out. In orbit, Zorvok Command received a report from Eden 7. Casualties high. Human resistance is increasing. Behavior matches elite military training. The Zorvok Emperor himself replied, "You said this colony was weak." Commander Zarek's face turned pale. "I was wrong," he whispered. "Something's not right here." Back underground, Dr. Ward watched the battle through a live feed. His eyes were heavy with regret, but also pride. "They think we're still peaceful," he said, "but Eden 7 is now awake, and we haven't even started the real fight yet."